Hi, I'm back again to just do my review for Arsenal 1, Watford nil. Uh, Before I even kind of dwell into the game or trying to break it down as a whole, I just want to say, who would have thought at the start of the season when we're losing back to back to back games, being in a 20th, near hell type of 20th in the league, to now being in winning form, being fifth, on top of the title contenders, Man United. These are the things I'm like, if someone would have told me at the start of the season or at the start of the first three seasons, I'm like, you're smoking crack, don't even. But we're here today. Now back to the game. I just, when it comes to kind of analyzing it, yes, it was ugly. It was one of those type of games where it was just one of those ugly games. It was scrapey. It was, look, for me personally, a win is a win. 3 points, that's generally all I care about, especially in the way football has evolved. If you kind of sit there, analyze, and learn from the next game, then I'm happy with it. But overall, trying to break down the game, as much as we were sloppy, I think that we handled the pressure, because I thought that Watford, their biggest strength was probably their counter attack, especially the attackers that they had. I thought they would ate us alive, but I thought that we had that to a T. We closed the space to somewhat for them to they can counter attack. And again, our praise and love goes back to our defenders. I thought that they generally did a terrific job today. And I think for me personally, being an Arsenal supporter for this long, I would never actually say this out loud in public to anyone, that this is the first time that I am generally so comfortable and so confident in our defense. I've never said that in a long time, and I wasn't even around for that invincible era. So with them, our unsung hero for me is Tomiyasu. I think that he just gets the job done. He doesn't really get a lot of praise that I see on like Twitter or general play. But when it comes to defending, I think that he's improving or developing to kind of a bomb forward more. And the crosses, I think that when it comes to, his aerial headering, that's another thing to his game. Just man marking is just a tick. Another one for me, Gabriel. I think I don't even have to say anything with Gabriel. I think that I'm just kind of so used to him just dropping an 8.5 out of 10 performance. Yes, he might lose a couple of teeth now and then, but he'll give you the performance of his life. And I'm not even like, I'm just kind of so used to him. But another one is Ben White. I think that, as I said most of the time in our video, we talk about the price tag and how much, we spent so much, 50 mil, why would you throw that in a defender, this and this? But for me, 50 mil legit means nothing. The way he's been performing, I'm not even talking about today's game, I'm just talking the overall, since he's kind of put the shirt on, other than the Watford, he's not put a wrong foot in. And the best thing about his game is how he legit carries the ball from our 18-yard box to the midfield, take a couple of one-on-one men on, and create a chance, create that killer pass. It's just like, as I said, that 50 mil means nothing right now. And how he pings the ball left, right, or center, it's just one of those things to the game. And that's another asset that we have in our midfield, to the point where if the team try to pressure us or pressure us from the back line, we got Ramsdale to ping the ball with his disposition. We got Ramsdale, a ball carrier, from our back line. It's just one of those two I'm generally so happy with. Even Tavares, I think Tavares legit took that the injury from Turney and turned it as to a positive, because last year, I kid you not, if Turney was injured, we would have gone into a meltdown where it's like we got to tweak the whole system, we got to change everything. He's our most important player, and now that we have Tavares for 6 mil, it's just I'm kind of at ease. And they're not really type of play with Turney, but the way he bombs forward, the way he takes men on, and he's so unpredicted. It's just one of those things where he plays more of like an inside mid, not more of a left back. Well, we have a great play in our hands. But coming to the midfield and overall play, I think that especially with Niles, before I even kind of analyze how he plays, again, who would have thought at the start of the transfer window with the whole drama, the Instagram drama of how he wasn't getting game time or he wants to be sold or trying to be appreciated, to now getting a man of the match at a time. Like, no one can really predict those things, but he put his head down, worked hard. Arteta gave him the belief and he took it like no tomorrow. And as I said, it's not even about today's game. It's any time that Arteta calls him to play that central mid, he is just a fresh of breath air. He is just one of those things that I think the things that I've noticed from his development, I think that his awareness, how he scans the midfield, how he scans the area of the players around him, his killer pass, how he's more composed. He doesn't his decision making. I think those are the things that I've just kind of he has that in his bag. He's not really lost it. He wants to take people on. He wants to do that killer pass. It's just one of those things where all our players in general are improving, and I'm so happy because when Partey left, Partey's injured, I was quite worried in the sense where I'm like, we're not getting a clean sheet. Yes, we can get the job, we can get the job done, but I was just like, that pressure, that attack, we just had to be on our foot. But he did his job to a T, that I'm generally so happy. And coming back to the midfield, I think as much as we're so thin in the midfield from the summer transfer, I thought that we could have brought in another one or two midfielders. Even though we're playing once a week, our players are somehow getting injured. Anytime that other midfielders, attackers, or just attackers or midfielders, anytime they generally get a chance, they go out there and legit make us fans think like, hold on, they've been performing, they've been consistent, they've been doing the job. I feel like no one should just kind of come in and kind of snatch that off. If you're doing your job, let that man work hard for him to come in back into the first 11. And that's the thing that I'm generally so happy, and it's so refreshing, where it's not going to be easy anymore. It's not your spot, other than the back line and the goalkeeper. It's all cemented. But that midfield, to some degree, and that attack, it's just like, don't get comfortable. Because the men that are sitting in that bench, they're hungry. They're eager to prove a point to themselves in Arteta. And as I said, healthy competition goes a long way in improving the unity and improving the environment around, just not even winning, but just like, give me a chance and I'll prove you wrong. But lastly, I just wanted to end the point. I know there's a lot that I could have talked about, but I wanted to end the point in Aubameyang. I think that for me, I generally couldn't decide who was having a bad game, the ref or Aubameyang. It just kind of comes down to that. And like, for me, I appreciate any player that puts the Arsenal top on and perform. And I can generally name me time and time that Aubameyang has saved us. Aubameyang, he's been clinical, and he has that to some degree. But this game, or even a couple of games, it's just like worrying signs. As much as we, in a way, still depend on him to get 1 or 2 goals and then get our youngsters get in there, it was just an overall terrible game. And for me personally, I'm a goalkeeper, yeah? For me, as a goalkeeper, if I have to save a penalty, or a penalty is given to the other opponent, the first thing I would generally do is look at the opponent's eye and look at the opponent's body language. Because most of the time, I think 9 out of 10 for me personally, I would look when the way the body positioning, how your body positioning is generally where you're going to score the goal. It was, for me, bad technique. It was the height of how he struck the ball, the position of how he struck. It was just too easy. It's just, and the thing is, it wasn't the first time. Aston Villa, he got off the hook, how he kind of got back and kind of tapped the ball in. But it was just like the technique of how he's generally striking the ball is not good enough. So it's either you work on it, or Lacazette is going to take your job. It's one of those things. But look, overall, as I said, it was ugly, it was rusty, but a win is a win. I generally think that we as a team have to, sloppy moments, sloppy passes, not getting the target. It was just one of those things where it's an international break. We got 2 weeks to really kind of recruit, learn from our mistakes, and we keep it going. Because one thing with our youngsters, we are generally going to have our moments of up and down, but if we're having an up and down moment and we still deliver and get the 3 points, then I'm like, look, it's still a learning progress. It's still a learning phase. We are going to have those ugly, non-convincing type of game, undeserved wins. But at the end of the day, the most important thing at a football match is the 3 points and how you move up at the table. But thank you for listening. See you next week, or see you after the international break.